Hello there! Good to be back. Yeah, a new video on my YouTube channel. Who would have thought? I've got something big and new for you, and yeah, I want you to take you on a little journey with me in the upcoming weeks and months and who knows how long. Because I'm starting a big new project. Something that is that I'm quite ambitious about and that might become something really big or stay something small. Let's just see where this is gonna go. Yeah, this is currently one of the busiest times in my life since, I don't know, the start of the Corona crisis, I guess. I'm on the road all the time and I'm currently working on like 5 million projects at the same time. But still, I felt like I need to do something new, and yeah, I basically started a new world-building project. Look at that. A new world-building project, you might ask. What the fuck, Scrath? Because what about ARRANOK? Maybe you know about ARRANOK when you follow me on Instagram and you see my artworks of the Wasteland King or some characters from this forsaken post-apocalyptic fantasy world, and you can actually see quite a little portion of it here, the lands of Ziltar. Safe to say, I'm not abandoning ARRANOK. ARRANOK is still basically the work of my life. I've already spent so much time in this project. And yeah, I will definitely continue to do this. But the big thing why I'm starting something new is, yeah, maybe I have to get the facts out. I'm gonna write a TTRPG system myself. It's gonna be a combined project of writing a TTRPG rulebook and also creating a new world where this rulebook is set in, where the stories will take place in. That's the idea. Why am I not using ARRANOK for this? Over the last years, I've tried several times to run a campaign or just a one-shot or something in this world of ARRANOK, and it never really worked out quite well or worked out the way that I wanted it, or basically it never felt right. A few months ago I started a new campaign, actually my first real campaign, because most of the time I'm just writing one-shot stories. So this was the first time that I started planning out a big campaign and gathered a whole bunch of people to play this campaign with me. And beforehand I was brainstorming and thinking about, okay, what kind of world do I want to play a whole campaign in, what kind of setting do I want to use. And I contemplated using ARRANOK, and then finally came to the conclusion that ARRANOK never worked out for pen and paper and role-playing projects because it's my own baby. It's my most personal thing. If anything, ARRANOK is a reflection of my headspace and my emotional situation and my mindset, and basically a romantic escapism for myself. It's the deepest reflection of the things that I love and the things that I admire and the stories that I want to read. All of this is gathered in ARRANOK, and I think the truth is I want to keep it for myself. I don't want anybody else to walk around in this world and change anything about it, because basically, yeah, ARRANOK is my safe space. So yeah, that's why I want to keep it to myself, and I think I will from now on keep ARRANOK off limits for role-playing projects and collaborative projects in general, and just be the only person who has any power over this world project, over this paracosm. So yeah, that's back to the main topic. That's why I don't want to use ARRANOK for my new TTRPG ideas. That's why I'm building a new world for it. A world that, in contrast to ARRANOK, is supposed to be a collaborative thing. A world where other creative minds, friends and people I hold dear can contribute ideas, and also ideas from you. But about the world. Since obviously I'm deeply in love with everything that's going on in ARRANOK though, this new paracosm will have quite a lot of similarities to this already existing world, and to all the influences that went into creating ARRANOK, because that's my aesthetic. That's what I want to see in a playable world. I'm planning on recording a little talk explaining the current status of my world building real soon, but what I can say for now is that it will be a low fantasy world, kind of comparable to, well, ARRANOK, the world of the Dishonored franchise, because that's something that really inspires me, and maybe shows like Shadow and Bone, or that one Bad Traveling episode from Love, Death and Robots. I want a world full of humans with the technological advancement of the early 20th century, so we can have steam vessels, airships, gunpowder and radio technology, but there's still people running around with swords and medieval looking armor. There could be a character who's a professional military sniper with an advanced gun, but there can also be a hermit who fights by cracking people's skulls with a battle axe, Viking style. Whatever you're interested in, basically, whatever you come up with. The focus of the world building and of the stories and games to come, however, is a new and foreign continent that has been discovered only a few decades and centuries before. Kinda like the discovery and slow exploration and conquest of the American continent. And also something important that was discovered in this ancient alien place, magic. Which I will elaborate on once I've told you why I want to create a new TTRPG system for this world, and vice versa. So about the role-playing system. I've tried and played a few different things over the last years, and while I've definitely found quite a lot of amazing games, techniques and mechanics, there is still a lot of empty room basically for the kind of stories that I want to tell, especially when it comes to the fantastical, the adventurous and the magical. Currently my favorite system is that of Call of Cthulhu, especially with its mechanic base of the D100 and the freedom it lends to creating a character within the setting, but it's basically limited to this specific setting of Lovecraft in the real historic world, which I love, but now I feel the urge to finally craft something with which I can play games akin to what I try to tell with ARRANOK. A bit less surreal, maybe. So, I will draw heavy inspiration from the many systems and mechanics that I liked in the games I've played, throw them all in a crucible, grind them up real good, and add that typical mad Scrath flavor. And then we have this. This is HEXPUNK, the name of this new project. A name that is supposed to explain quite a bit of what's in there. Adventure, gore, grungy, badass characters, a lot of wild, chaotic magic, and rough fun. So, now that I've told you what HEXPUNK will not be, let me tell you what it's supposed to be. I have quite a vision in my mind for what kind of stories I want to tell, what kind of characters I want to see, and what possibilities and freedom I want to give to my players, and anyone who wants to GM in this setting. The main focus of this game will be classic adventuring, exploring this unknown continent full of ancient secrets, discovering forbidden lore and arcane knowledge, seeking out treasure, protecting civilization from monsters, and binding or conjuring gods and creatures from distant worlds or forgotten times. It will have a lot of characteristics from the classical fantasy settings, but with modern twists and lots of influences of the cosmic, the Lovecraftian. My main goal with all of this, complete freedom for the players. No classes, no races to choose from, just individual preferences and ideas regarding advantage and disadvantages. And a lot of momentum and dynamic regarding outward and inner character development during the game. And dependent on this, the thing that is currently most important to me, a new, free, creative magic system. That's what I'm currently focusing on. In the past, apart from a few stories where magic was the focus of the characters and the story, I've rarely played magicians in TTRPG so far. Mostly because the magic systems were either boring or too complicated to work intuitively or too overwhelming to prepare for. But I found a few contents and pieces that I like and that I want to elaborate on in this project. So HEXPUNK will be my playground for this. I'll focus on the ideas for my magic system in another video to come as well, but I want to share a few focus points already. I want to create a dynamic, spontaneous and universal magic system that allows players to cast spells and perform magic acts anywhere at any time in the game without resources, using whatever they come up with, or on the other hand prepare themselves for a mission or a quest by gathering knowledge and materials beforehand, crafting enchanted equipment, brewing potions and store spells in magic wands or tattoos or hell, what do I know, in a magical wall carpet or something, whatever they come up with. And an idea that I just got the other day, I don't want to have a resource for this. No mana to be consumed while casting a spell, no physical power to be lost when you've wielded too many fireballs or whatever. That's one reason why I need to create a new lore for this system. But that's it for now. I will, as I said, elaborate on the details of this project soon in separate videos concentrating on the many parts of HEXPUNK, the world building, the game mechanics, the idea about magic, and maybe even the many influences for this game, as well as the people that will contribute to this project, that I will collaborate with or that I will get ideas and inspiration from. Let's see how this will work out. So that's to come. I hope you're as excited as I am, and I hope you're looking forward to follow me on this journey as I am to taking you with me. I guess until then, see you in the next episode of Creating HEXPUNK. Thanks a lot for watching. Scrath out.